you so much for allowing me to interview you.
No
What
problem.
is your full name?
Ashley Brown.
And if you would, please clarify the exact title of your position and what that entails.
The exact title, Vocational Rehabilitation Counselor 2. Or we call it RC2, we have Counselor 2.
Now, so does your exact title have transitions in the title at all?
Like transition counselors? No.
No.
It's just, we have like the vocational rehab counselors, and then they work for a specific caseload. And because we work with the school, they call it transition. But it's like, if you look it up, it's not going to be transition counselor.
Okay, gotcha. So how long have you been in this particular profession as a whole?
2000, well, I graduated from A&T in 2011. So I did my internship, my practicum internship here. So I started here, I believe it was May 2011. Yeah, because I did my practicum internship and then I stayed.
Okay, have you always been, how long have you been in this particular position?
On the RC2 position?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been in the counselor position. When I first started out, I did internship. Then after that, it was casework tech.
Okay.
And then after that was counselor 1 and then counselor 2. So as far as the counselor position, I'm not sure. I would say possibly since 2013.
Okay. Counselor 1 since 2013?
Yeah,
and
then counselor 2
how long
just
were you?
recently.
Okay.
Probably, I would say since like February, beginning of February.
Okay, how long were you a casework tech?
Probably like a year.
Starting in 2011 still?
I was a casework tech starting in 2012. So like 2012, 2013.
What did you do prior to becoming a transition professional or becoming an RC 1 or 2? Before you became into this profession, period, what did you do?
I just came in straight from school.
Okay. So did you do anything prior to becoming a counselor, a vocational rehabilitation counselor?
I just went to college, went to grad school, and came.
And you graduated from A&T? How do you feel that your institution has prepared you to work in this profession?
I feel like they prepared me quite a bit. A lot of the information that we learned there, I directly applied to my job now, especially with having like the internship and practicum. Although you get a lot of knowledge from the school, you really start, I guess, understanding it really once you start applying it. So I feel like the internship and the practicum that equipped us, and also the information we learned at school prepared me for the CRC, which I was able to pass off the top. So, and it was some good work.
Are there any things in particular that you use from school or anything in particular that you learned specifically that if you hadn't had it, you don't feel like you would be as prepared for?
At the school level, no, everything was pretty much the same. Like at the school, they teach you, like theories and all of that stuff. So that's good knowledge to have, and you can use that when working with clients. But a lot of the stuff that I do here, because it's directly with getting employment, I learned most of the stuff specifically from here.
And you did your internship at this office? Are there any things that you would prefer to learn in your educational program that you feel like would have better prepared you for your work in this facility? On the school level, not so much the actual.
Well, see, when I came in, I didn't just I worked with everybody, so I wasn't specifically with students. I did adults first. So I just started doing students once I became a counselor. So, say the question again?
What are there any things that you would have preferred to learn while you were in school that would have better prepared you?
No, because the agency was geared towards more so state rehab. Okay. So the information they provided was exactly what I needed.
And you say you are CRC certified, correct?
Yes.
And how has that helped you in your career?
When you're working for state CR, I mean, it's good to have it, but as far as either getting more money or it doesn't really directly affect anything. Now, once you start getting into other settings, I think it will be geared towards that.
What other professions could you see yourself doing?
As far as in counseling?
Period.
I'm into like theater and stuff, so if I do anything, it would be something
in the arts.
In the arts.
Do you feel like there's any way you can relate what you're doing now to working with the arts? Or have any desires to do the arts to what you're doing?
No, if I do the arts, that would be separate for that. I could, I mean, I know there's music therapy and all that stuff, but right now, being in the state, you know, we have counseling, but it's not that, you know, right, it's just basically geared to vocational counseling to help the client find employment, but no, I don't really have the desire to mix the two.
Okay, so the fact that you made the distinction between counseling and then vocational counseling, which one do you prefer? Which one would you have preferred to do when you first looked at it?
I don't really prefer one over the other. I just have more experience doing this, and that's what I've specifically went to school for and came into. Now I could have went to like I guess a behavior clinic or something like that, or like counseling service on a college campus, and it would have been totally different. So I don't really prefer one or the other. I just been doing this longer.
Okay. What have you learned most from working with transitions, working with the transition population?
What I've learned the most. Sure. It's very different working with obviously school students than the adult population. With the school system, you're able to kind of persuade or mold them in a better direction. The adults, they already have their preconceived notions about what it is they want to do or about life in general. So it's a little bit easier for me to help the students because they're a little bit younger, so you can explain more, you know, to them and do a little bit more guidance there.
Do you find any obstacles when you're dealing with the kids because they're younger?
Yeah, we're working with their parents. So the kids may want to do something and the parents don't want them to do it, and depending on their age, obviously if they're under 18 or if they're over 18 and the parents have a likely guardianship, then of course we have to abide by what the parents are saying. But even without the guardian, you know, they're like, you know, I'm their parent, and they don't get the whole legal concept of the situation. So I think that parents sometimes, most of the time, can limit the client.
Okay, so staying along with that question, what have you learned most about yourself working with the transition population?
That I like it more than working with the adults. I have more of a higher tolerance for working with the students because a lot of the time they just don't know. And so it's a little bit, I don't know, more guidance with them. I like the fact that, you know, they may not know a lot, and so you can just kind of help them and give them options and explain different things to them. And they don't have this, I'm not saying it, I guess they don't have as much experience as adults. Some do, but they don't have as much experience as adults do. So they're kind of open, so they're more open to a lot of different things.
So you prefer working with people who are more open to your ideas?
Not to my ideas, but just open in general.
Okay, so the other question was, have you ever worked with any other population in VR? And you said that you have. What other populations did you work with?
I work with the physical caseload, the mental health caseload, the DD caseload, which is similar to the students, it's just they're over 23. I work with a little bit with the substance abuse caseload, but most of the time I work with the first three more than anything.
What do you enjoy most about your particular caseload in comparison to others?
It's a little bit, it's easier to manage because we're mostly dealing with like psyche valves and stuff. So the eligibility process and the diagnosis are a little bit easier to manage versus adult caseload. And they have, you might have some documentation coming from the hospital, so you have to decipher through all that stuff, pinpoint what the diagnosis is, and then they may have like several diagnoses, like, so it's just a little bit more easier. It's not as tedious as it would be. As far as like paperwork and making them eligible, that's what we're doing.
So you said that portion of it, so are there other parts of it that is more tedious than working with the other caseload?
Say that again?
I said, you said the paperwork portion.
Yeah, making them eligible is less tedious because I'm just dealing with a psyche valve most of the time and not dealing with medical records from the doctor's office.
Right, but are there other areas when working with the school caseload that are more tedious than if you were working with one another?
Just dealing with the parents. Adults, I mean, you're just dealing with that person, so they kind of know what they want to do, or they don't have someone. And in some cases, they do have other people in their ear trying to persuade them to do other things.